Hey guys, so today I want to try something that I haven't really tried before, and that is Posca pens. I've owned this Posca pen for a while, but I don't think I've ever actually used it in art. I've used it just to label things really. I've used it kind of like you would a Sharpie or something, just to write labels on things. So this is the one Posca pen I've owned, and then if you've seen my Japan haul, I bought more. The only difference so far that I can see outwardly is these ones have Japanese on them, and they don't have the little visual as well, where this one has a visual on how to use them. But yeah, so this one here, does it say how many millimeters it is? So these are all the same size except this one, and this is a gold one and it's a bit smaller. So I'm going to open these bad boys up, give them a swatch and try and make something with them. I was going to edit out me opening all of these because I thought it would be tedious because they don't have a tear line on them. I don't know if you can see that. They don't have a tear line anywhere on them, so I was picking them around here, like with my nail, to try and tear them. But look at that. So, not that they all need to be individually plastic wrapped. I mean, it helps to know that they have been swatched and dried out in the store. But there we go. It's a lot easier if you just twist the lid a bit. Hopefully that doesn't do any damage. I don't think it should. Alrighty. Oh, we're gonna have to get them all ready. Okay, so I didn't think you'd want to watch me go through 6 minutes of prepping each pen and swatching it out in real time, so I've sped it up a whole heap for you. Overall, I found they all didn't take too long to prep. The gold was really quick to prep from what I remember, and they were super opaque. Like, I'm so happy with how opaque these are. Like, I know Poscas aren't anything new on the market, but I've never tried them other than the black one. So to see how opaque these other colours were was really nice. I did try kind of blending them over each other, as you can see with that yellow and blue, and I didn't like it. Like as expected, the paint got into the other marker tip and I had to, draw it out. And the same thing kind of happens with the white when you go over it. The white wasn't as opaque as I was hoping. And then again, here I am trying to diffuse them with water, which I guess it kind of worked, but I'll just use acrylic paint if I wanted that. Okay, so for my first attempt, I'll be real from the get-go, it's not good. There's a reason it's sped up so fast, because no one needs to watch this drawing go on for any longer than it is right now. But I did not want to leave it out, even though I kind of did, but I wanted to be true to it because, this was my first attempt using Poscas and it was uncomfortable and it didn't turn out great, but I wanted to show what my first attempt was, and then we can follow it up with my second attempt, which is better, but I'm not saying it's great. So here, firstly, I decided to go in with a black outline, just for the sake of doing an outline first, I guess, because I'm used to doing that often in a artwork. I think that's what I'm more comfortable with. But one thing I struggled with was there was no reason as to why I chose any of these colours. I just liked them. I didn't choose them to go with each other or anything. Secondly, side note, that forehead, not acceptable. But yeah, I didn't choose these colours for any reason, so it's not like I had a skin set or, any colours that went together. I don't have a green there. Not that you need a green, but I don't have a green. I have very, warm colours. I've reds, I have oranges, I have that pink, I have yellow, and then I have a blue and a white and a gold. So it's a bit of an awkward mix. And you can already see how down here, oh gosh. Wow. I'm rewatching this for the first time and it's not good. Let's speed this up more. And editing me has already made this drawing done now, and we don't need to talk about it again. Alright, so for the second drawing that I did, what I wanted to do was to not use any pencils. This was pre-planned, by the way. This was the only pre-planned thing I had. Was I wanted to do one drawing where I had a pencil undersketch and one where I actually used the markers to do an undersketch and then tried to build it up. Now, maybe I've just been spending too much time with my watercolours, but working with such an opaque medium just was not working for me. And it might just not be the medium for me as well. Like, I couldn't blend, and yeah, I really struggled with this. I feel like I've seen some awesome artworks using Posca pens, and I think that kind of colour blocking style of artwork looks absolutely awesome with Poscas, but I just don't think it's me. So for this piece, I don't know when I realised it, but I kind of realised that it was best for me to focus on line weight to try and add depth to this. And as you'll see, I used that blue and that orange kind of as like a, I don't know if it's a two-face kind of vibe or if I wanted to get a shadow going on, but I basically split the face in half with two different colours. And I didn't use all the colours either on this, I don't think. No, I didn't use the pink. And I think in the first one, that was another downfall. I just wanted to use every colour as well. So here I go with the orange. And one of the struggles that I really found with this was drying time. So with my watercolours, I usually use a heat tool to dry them, and that works fine for me. It warps the paper, but I can always flatten it out a bit. And I just didn't have the patience. This is acrylic paint basically, right? So I'm a left-hander, and I just each time, and I'd call myself up on it, I would start from the left side and then have to wait for it to dry. And you'll see, I didn't wait for it to dry. I kept on just smudging the paint around because of my own lack of patience, which is my fault completely. It's no fault of the art supply. I just need to pre-plan things and practice my patience. Now, the sketchbook that I'm using is the Strathmore Visual Diary Mixed Media one. I feel like this was all the rage a few years ago. I don't know, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this was pretty hyped up. I got this sketchbook, it was before I had my license, so quite a few years ago, and I haven't used it in a long time. I am, at the moment, mostly working on watercolour paper, and the watercolour paper I buy is pretty good quality, and this was a sad reality. To go back to this hurt. I don't think it handled the Poscas well at all. After a few layers or a few goes over in the same spot, it was balling up and the paper was tearing up a bit. So I would not recommend this for if you need to work a few layers down, because it did start to ball up and then all the little bits of paper would get in my markers. And then another thing that I did was I was going to make a video. I found an old sketch in that sketchbook that I'd never painted. So I was going to make a video of me, like, not altering the sketch, but painting the sketch directly on that piece of paper that I'd pre-sketched on. So I wasn't going to alter it or, like, adjust it to like, be more proportionate or anything. I was just going to try and make it look as good as I can based on my artistic ability at the moment. But I just couldn't do it. I think I got 20 minutes in and I just was like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to work on this paper, not with watercolours, not when I have such nice paper just staring at me on my other desk over there. So I abandoned that idea, and I don't know what I would use this paper for. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad paper to use. It's not a bad paper, but if you're wanting to use good quality supplies and you've got the money to spend on them and you can afford it, then I would definitely recommend using higher quality paper. Now, despite some of the clear issues with this drawing, i.e. the ears, if you notice they're very lopsided, I'm not upset with how this turned out. I actually kind of like it. I think it's pretty cute. But I don't see myself getting use out of these Posca pens, especially in this sort of art medium realm, kind of. Like, maybe if I got into abstract or something and wanted to, you know, do some mixed media abstract with some acrylic paint and then do some more details or something with these, maybe. But I just don't know what I'd use them for, to be honest. The one thing that I actually can think that I might use them for is if, like, I did a watercolour painting and then wanted to add some, like, bulky, obnoxious writing or something, like, above it, or, I don't know, add some, yeah, bulky, black, obnoxious, pink, whatever colour crown or something to it that, like, stood out as obviously not the same, being the same style as the watercolour. Does that make sense? Is my vision translating in my words? But yeah, I'm happy that I have these Poscas, and I think they're something that's, like, it's reassuring to know that they're there if I ever want them, but I don't think I'll be going out to buy more. Anyway, guys, that is all that I have for you today. I really, really enjoyed trying out these new art supplies. Then I get that they're not new, but they are new to me, and I had a lot of fun, even though they aren't the supply for me. I think we figured that one out. I would love to try out more art supplies, and I've looked into maybe a subscription box like Art Snacks or Scroller Box or one of those other ones, but the shipping is pretty expensive to Australia, so I don't think that's something that I will be doing just yet. Let me know if you did like this video though and would like to see more. If you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos. Often I use watercolour as my main forte. And yeah, my Instagram is linked down below, by the way, if you want to check out the behind the scenes and more of my artwork, and I hope you guys have a great day.